And before the break, DK, we were talking about really Falcons having that massive lead. I think especially here in Erangel, they already have shown, I think, in the past too, that they have been a very Erangel-focused team. And no one really is at these teams who do love towards the shooting range, also Georgia Pole.
Front, they both stepped up to claim some victories, and I'm excited to see whether or not any other teams are going to be hungry enough to try and now push to gain themselves another winner chicken dinner. As we can see, as we had a look over on towards the overall standings, right, there was a few teams that have had their successful runs, but we also see two teams situated a little bit further down below. In fact, three teams each with winner chicken dinners, that being Yala, Conqueror, and of course the players from Intruder. But now, right, any of these other opposing teams are still in a position where they can step up and do exactly that. And I think step up and show us the performances that we've seen from them in the past.
Yeah, I think all of these teams do camp in tidying up these almost small but major errors at the same time.
Or on my inner Professor Tarzan, right?
We're going there.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe not to that extent. I mean, only Professor Tarzan can do Professor Tarzan. I'll do it.
DK sounded like Tarzan was right here with me, but I just want you just to save here alongside me for these last two games. And phase two has gone the side of that Northern, shifting back up towards this more shooting range side, up towards those Yala Everest Hills. G3 up now facing mid-base, but Miss, sorry, are having none of this. Is 1 for 2 knock for now, but we have found a revive onto one. Flacco did get back on his feet, but as a result, they have lost second.
And it's a tough play. I mean, I'm liking this approach coming in here from the side of Myth, right? A very spread position, but some great coverage coming in there. But of course, Buden also finding a great opportunity, just striking down, laying down fire. And with that, a very successful run, though, as G3 is able to hold on to the compound. And now they only have Farok to try and contend with and potentially get them out of this position. But now Farok opting for that vehicle, and it is going to be quite the vulnerable position, as we can see. Flacco coming in there with the Umpi, just hammering down, a little bit of support coming in as well, as there's only so much left in that magazine. Flacco emptying out both of those mags, but it does seem like Farok, at least for the time being, will be able to put some good enough distance in between themselves.
And this is what we mean. This is a perfect example, DK, of these teams not really being as coordinated as potentially they should be. Clearly, one of those missed members, they're moving back to try have Farok be almost there in time to actually use their other team member as a bait to trade 1-for-1. Then they are able to make that revive. Then they're able to turn as a 2v2 for Miss and restart the fight on their own terms. But because they're not synergized up completely, Farok misses that moment, misses that window, and instead their teammate looks a bit silly, left out in the open in that 1v1, and has to then run for the hills. So unfortunately, Miss just not right on the timing there.
You know, it's tough, right? It's really tough. And of course, we just saw now at the hand there of, those few beautiful taps that we had. It is still quite difficult to line up these shots perfectly, even though you might have practiced it, to the nth degree. But now, of course, we look onto the players here from Conqueror, just holding on to a very centralized position, currently set up in towards that zone, and a lot of potential teams in the vicinity that could be looking to apply a little bit of pressure. But of course, now it is going to be Ragnarok just hammering away down on it towards Rio. But I'm loving the proactiveness coming in. A lot of teams already starting to get their positions set up in towards this phase, all like starting to funnel in towards that more centered position.
Still, I think it is going to be that mini shooting range. I'm surprised actually that 0-1, they haven't really gone for that shooting range position. I think that 0-1 going elsewhere, and I think also these teams really avoiding, because of that very southern plane path, having a direct effect of now these teams having to force their way through to that northern side. And is this third phase zone is on its almost way in towards us. The only other team here still to make it in, that solo member of 90th Minute, Gaga, who seems very far behind his team. The rest of 90th Minute, question mark here is, they're already in hospital in Georgeport, my friend. Gaga, you are very behind of your team.
You know, maybe just exploring a few of the options there. You know, you never really know which way around it is going to be going, but definitely we do see the players there from 90th again, moving up on towards that Everest position. And well, this time, unfortunately, there's no particular play coming through on that front, but we could actually see Gaga down south, as you pointed out, maybe getting traded off in the exchange, as we do have the players there from Twisted Mind in the vicinity. But also a few more hits coming in there from the side of 0-1 off in the distance. And now it is going to be NASA looking to hold up their defensive line as they are getting rushed by the Ooredoo Thunders. Now just moving on through, you can see Rex quickly just deploying the smokes. They're just trying to bring in that extra bit of coverage and trying to smoke up Smoker, so that res can potentially come right on through. But a good retaliation now being applied on towards Patika. But of course, the Conquerors are going to be looking to swoop on in and bringing with that their own bit of pressure as well.
Ooredoo, a brilliant push through from them. They needed that confidence push from them all day. They've been looking a bit shaky, but that really will bring in the confidence for them. But they've got to control it now. There's still here the rest of Conqueror moving in. There's still Nigma Galaxy still to move in. Two big contenders that they will have to deal with here in Ruins. To move away from that castle is going to be very tricky indeed. A knock on from Nigma is not what you want to see, unfortunately. There's a massive push though from Ooredoo Thunders. You can see that they even use a buggy there to be able to distract from any third-party shots and block out even the damage coming through from the other side. Yes, they didn't need it because they actually dispatched of that NASA member so quickly. But again, the ideas are there. The fancy feet work is there through from Ooredoo.
Yeah, you got that song stuck in my head now, but yes, it is going to be on to the players here from Nigma Galaxy, trying to see if they can find themselves a few of those angles. But I got to say, I mean, the Ooredoo Thunders really utilizing the angles they have to their disposal. But of course, as we jump over in towards Rozak, it is going to be the players now from Intruder going toe-to-toe, essentially, with the side here of Umbra. A little bit of a more split up position coming through, as we can see Morteza situated on the opposite end there of the waterway. And also a little bit of a bumpy road, at least then, for the players coming through there from 0-1, as we had those first few shots getting fired off here. PRZ just ensuring that that hilltop is covered as best as they can possibly manage. But again, some interesting positions for teams still to try and move into, as we can see the players there from Virtual as well as NASA moving into a little bit more of a centered position. We do have the players there from Slime also now starting to descend from their position up in the north. Yala, meanwhile, bumping heads with Rico Infinity over on towards that western side. But now the zone is going to take a little bit of a shift and heading all the way down to those headshot hills in the south. This is going to be an absolutely amazing phase to see what the teams are going to have to do here.
Nassar Hassan has to get out of there. To be in Watertown, it's going to be such a contention spot with 01 Umbra. Teams like here and here, Virtual Gaming, Slime 4KT, all going to be looking for that one sole compound remains. Yala also being rushed here by Riku. You can see on that more US western side, is they do lose one, but is all of these teams going to be vying for that position in Ruins. Now, it is up to, realistically, Ooredoo to hold this location. They have the castle, they have that high ground also. But to hold as many players is going to be difficult, and you're relying on these skirmishes between, like that of 01 and Umbra, to whittle those players down and make it an easier job for you to control that center.
Yeah, the whittling is absolutely essential for these teams, but now we do see Shadowin also getting traded off. Oh, look at this angle. Beautiful shooting right down on towards BRZ. And now it is up to Garth now trying to hold on, looking for a bit of an opening there. But, I mean, this is quite a troubling position, actually, for 0-1, as they are not only sitting with the team in front of them, but they've got two other teams potentially to rotate up behind them. So they have to try and find a way of getting that rotational path locked in so they can, you know, ensure themselves a position moving into this next phase. But so far, it does seem like they are going to be trying to utilize the high ground here, trying to play as many of these angles as they can. But Umbra not going to be letting them slide on through just yet.
01, they aren't going to be letting anything slide on through. It's still keeping up the pressure. The smokes there will fade with time. Umbra, Morteza trying to lay down the path once more for them. But you can see the two members knocked in the center is such a difficult position. PRZ needs to come in for that support, but they cannot get them in. And as 01 fighting against the blue as the blue engulfs some of the extra damage, and up the Falcons use it, and Yusuf takes down one elimination from 01 as the rest of the two dive on into the buggy and get a hell out of it.
Oh, Yamas getting picked up there as Yusuf quickly dispatches them with that DP-28. Now up comes Rolkers, also looking to apply a little bit of pressure right here on the edge of zones. We can see Intruder still trying to see if they can find their pathway back in towards this next phase. Falcons now, never alone, just running over one of the opponents there, just ensuring that they get that elimination locked on through, and that is of course going to be wasted, getting wasted as the vehicle moves up. But now 0-1 also having packed their bags. We do see a little bit of contention starting to develop over on towards that western front as well, but for the time being out in the open, things are looking a little bit more on the hasty side. Now Rico Infinity going toe-to-toe with Slime 4KTs. We can see Pronto and Go all lined up, getting ready to roll, but will they now be able to find that angle, as they now also have to worry about 90th minute moving in right behind them potentially?
Slime 4KT, Orsevis Church was the other real strong location here. They eye it up, but Rico, who were in control of this, yes, they get back up those inside the church, but it was an impossible hold for the solo outside. Yes, they hold for long enough for here Prestige to survive, but they are being whittled down, and again Plaza takes down Goaza, and that will be surely the next Prestige falling down. Yes, Plaza gets it, and 4KT, a big upset, and big points needed here for a big position inside of this zone.
Yeah, this is looking absolutely great now for Slime 4KT. All they got to do is get those reses in, and now then try to deal with the Oradu Thunders we see moving on up. Al-Hajj now, he's sending those nades out, picking up another redog onto its Plaza. Storm also now getting traded, and now the pressure is on to Pronto and Aimer to try and get this position under their control. But of course the jump shots coming through, beautiful play coming through from Pronto. Now only one more to go. Riggs now the final contender left to try and apply a little bit of pressure. Of course the reinforcements coming on through. Aimen are trying to see if they can maybe snake their way around this wall to land the shots, and with that does pick up the hit. Aimen now in such a beautiful position, having to quickly attend to himself, get that health bar back into position before UHG now comes swooping in, looking to potentially close it out. But up comes the rush. The smoke now starting to dissipate. Look at this beautiful back and forth. Aimen now opting into the blue, trying to see if they can find that angle onto which QHG, but instead now realizing that they have to try and still prioritize those health bars. As we can see, Smoker off in the distance, good off angle, good coverage coming through. But now Aimer in a world of trouble potentially, but of course quickly needing to find a way to get back out of this blue zone.
Yeah, unfortunately, Aimer just got debated by QHT, goes in for the fight, but QHT dips around the side of the churchyard, and they had a secondary member there to support. They knew that they were just running Aimer into the blue zone, potentially try to find those sprays, but by taking so much damage, he gets stuck in that blue, and Aimer now has to fight under the heavy damage, and as a result, will fall down, and a big mistake there from Slime, from what looked like they could have had a great position overall in this game.
Yeah, definitely, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? Of course, also the players there from Virtual Gaming meeting their end as they too get sent back into the lobby. You see, the players there from Nigma off in the distance, having a few hits come their way. Meanwhile, it's going to be the players now from Twisted Minds and NASA to challenge each other over on towards this eastern position. With that, it is going to be Vigors getting knocked right on down. The nades continue to fly on down as Hassan too decides to find a little bit of a picking here. We do see Dami and Rolkus now just hugging the edge of that barrier. 90th minute now getting eliminated, but up comes the rush. Miracle looking to apply a little bit of pressure, looking for that opening, but up comes the trade. Down they go, and now this is going to be a really tough position for Hassan to try and clutch it out.
Hassan has to do everything here to hold on. They've been holding on all game. NASA had a horrible beginning through the hands of Oradu, but Oradu are getting sliced by Ralph and the rest of Nigma Galaxy. But he's still not out of the woods yet. He's still got a hill beside him. He's still got the zone that is moved away from him. In 15 seconds, he knows he has to get a buggy, has to move back in onto the zone, has to take the risk of making that noise, making his presence known to survive and avoid the blue.
Oh, but we see Hassan now looking to rotate on through, heading in the direction there of PRZ. And of course, it is going to be Myth now to be the next team to get sent back into the lobby. Hassan having no luck there as the vehicle gets blown up. And with that, they make their way right back into the lobby. 4 teams remain, and the players there from Twisted Minds already sitting on 10 eliminations to their name. Looking absolutely phenomenal, but also now look at this. G3 still in contention, still rocking a full squad. Right there, side by side to the players coming in from the side of Nigma Galaxy. Now, this is going to be a really difficult position to play, especially looking at Nigma's position. They have a controlling angle situated in towards the zone, and it does seem like Hamadi is very well aware of their position coming in over on that southern edge. But now, a quick reposition, just crashing the vehicle down into the barriers, allows the players here from Nigma now to start to take aim right down on towards Twisted Minds.
Twisted Minds, they almost have this game under wraps. 10 kills here for them. They're doing amazing in this match here, DK, for the kill side of things, on the elimination, should I say. But they have to close out these eliminations with a chicken dinner. And it is not the position that they are looking for here. It's a position in the hands of Nigma Galaxy, who have this zone, but they have to still hold it against G3, who all the meanwhile here, DK, have been slowly but surely sneaking their way over. Nigma, they have the eyes, they have the intelligence on them, but there's not really much they can do about that without overextending and giving a position away to Twisted Minds as well.
Yeah, definitely a difficult call to be making here. But look at this. Talking about difficult, right? PRZ in between a rock and a blue place, right? This is not the easiest position to try and play from. And as you can see, it is creeping closer. PRZ is going to be running out of potential positions to play. A little bit of an opening just up ahead. And, you know, this is going to be like a little bit of a touch and go play to try and get repositioned back into that zone. As we see a beautiful shift now, continuing a little bit further down towards the southern edge. Opening a few potential angles now for the players here from G3 on towards the side there of Twisted, as they now have to get themselves repositioned and into another angle up into this phase.
Nigma Galaxy gonna lose one nose. Their G3 sending aid over the top. They find the extra angle onto them. Umbra, all the meanwhile, he's still healing up. He's still there. He ain't done in this game yet. That blue zone is going to close it in 10 seconds. Umbra's world is not going to be for much longer, as it will just be giving up to the zone, or does he give up the kill trying to get it inside, potentially 2 Twisted Minds here for the elimination points?
This could take a swing either which way. PRZ now having to make a decision. Are we going to be seeing that hill strat potentially coming on through? As you can see, blue zone just inching its way further and further away now from the side here of Umbra. But up comes a quick dash. Try to get on through, but gets spotted out as Rolkis picks up that trade. And it is the end of the road for Umbra. G3 still looking strong now, coming up alongside the players here from Nigma Galaxy, but both teams turning their attention straight down on towards Twisted as they now get eliminated, and it is going to be the players from Nigma Galaxy going toe-to-toe with G3 to fight it out for this winner-winner chicken dinner, and the final one right here on Erangel.
But G3 have been taking the position out of Nigma. Yes, Nigma have been getting the kills. Yes, that extra little dash from PRZ helped them locate the final members of Twisted Minds they were looking for. They get those elimination points on board, but they don't have the strength, they don't have the utility. You can see how much is still left for G3, and they're utilizing it to avoid the 1-for-1 trades and find those extra picks.
Oh, well, they've already found Hamadi. Flacco taking a little bit of a worrying amount of damage there, but is still able to quickly duck in behind some hard cover. Now, Lord picking up those nades, sending it out. G3 moving and taking an absolute mountain of damage. And with that, another nade to follow on through. Buden, C-Mine getting traded. Flacco with a quick reposition just off the side. Up comes 6 now, trying to claim it out. Raouf just down below, quickly trying to tend to their teammates. It is potentially a 2v2. Unless these reses come through, then it could swing in favor of Nigma Galaxy. But Flacco now looking to try and play that off-angle position, while 6 is trying to tend to Buden, looking to get themselves into quite a bit of a contentious position. But now up comes Raouf, up comes Hamadi, looking to ascend down on towards Flacco. Quick few hits coming in. Now, Raouf having to back off of that position, but up comes Amori. Beautiful distraction, taking up 2 players. And now it is a 1v4 play, and with that, secures themselves a beautiful